If I see a black pilot, I'm gonna be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. It begs the question, when you see a black pilot, you wonder, you say, I hope they are qualified. And in the spirit of affirmative action, we have Ramon and Cadillac are your two pilots. They've never flown before, but they are black. If I'm dealing with somebody in customer service who's a moronic black woman, is she there because of her excellence, or is she there because of affirmative action? I'm only here because of affirmative action. Yeah, we know you do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously. The war on white people continues. You had to go steal a white person's slot to go be taken somewhat seriously. Blacks in America did not have the same rights they had today. Data shows they were actually better in the 1940s.
Let's get loud for Kyle Rittenhouse.
I'm also going to offer some context and some nuance about the death of George Floyd that no one dares to say out loud, which is that this guy was a scumbag. Remember what BLM stands for: burn, loot, and murder. Now, does that mean it deserves to die? That's two totally different things. Of course not. Prowling blacks go around for fun to go target white people. There's no such thing as white privilege or racism. Skin color now gets their own summertime celebration. Oh wow, look how far blacks have come. It has now become a racial complaining day. There's a mythology around MLK that does not warrant the reverence that he gets treated with in America. Kirk describes King as, quote, a bad guy. It's true.
The late Charlie Kirk leaves the following legacy behind.
Sir, yeah, is there something incriminating in the file, sir?
There were two witnesses. One is a woman who's followed me for years. She said in 1979 I was in an airplane with her, commercial flight, and we became very intimate. Passengers are coming into the plane, and she said I was making out with her, and then after 15 minutes, and then she changed her story a couple of times, maybe it was quicker, that I grabbed her at a certain part, and that was when she had enough. Now, so think of how the impracticality of this. I'm famous. I'm in a plane. People are coming into the plane. And I'm looking at a woman, and I grab her, and I start kissing her and making out with her. What are the chances of that happening? What are the chances? And frankly, I know you're going to say it's a terrible thing to say, but it couldn't have happened. It didn't happen. And she would not have been the chosen one. She would not have been the chosen one. Moved on her, and I failed. I'll admit it.
Whoa.
I did try and... She was married. I gotta use some Tic Tacs just in case I start kissing her. You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just kiss. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the...
As does the president, Donald John Trump. When an individual cites these two people, red flags should immediately be raised.
And listen to the ideology that's presented. And they talk about how bad this country is. And they continually talk about, slavery and the things that happened, in the past, instead of talking about the greatness of this country and where we can go. This campaign is going to be about bringing people together. That's what Charlie Kirk was so good at.
Jay Feely, a former kicker in the National Football League, thinks they are both great. It is rather ironic, though, and we covered on this program, that the right thinks politics and sports should never mix. Thus,
We're thrilled to be joined today by many incredible Arizona leaders who will help achieve this victory, including candidates for Congress, a lot of great athletes running. I don't know what this is. Jay Feely, great kicker. Jay Feely. Hi, Jay.
When you stand up for the conservative beliefs that you believe in, it costs you something. And to stand up for what we believe in, to stand up for this president. That's why I decided to run for office. Because we have to have people that are willing to get in the fight, to get off the sidelines and to get in the game and fight for the things that you believe in. Rebecca and I, my wife who's down here, we felt a calling from God to step in and do what Charlie Kirk asked us to do. To stand up for your faith, to stand up for your foundations of what you believe in this country. President Trump reached out and asked me to run for office a couple of times. I wasn't ready to run a few years ago, but I was ready this year. And when he was shot, that was a big moment for me. And I think a lot of you probably asked yourself the same thing. Like, if our president is willing to take a bullet for us, he's willing to fight for us, what am I willing to do? Am I willing to stand up and fight? We need fighters. Our president is a fighter. When he stood up, when he took a bullet and he stood up and he yelled fight, that's the gutsiest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yet here they are discussing and even promoting Jay Feely's athletic career to boost his status as a member of the Republican Party.
Former NFL kicker and broadcaster Jay Feely has been declared the winner in the Republican primary for the CD1 race.
It is my great honor to introduce a proven leader, a principled conservative, my husband of 28 years and the love of my life, Jay Feely.
This is about family. It's about friends and family, and it's about doing what's best for this country because it is so precious. It's why I'm really excited to be in this race.
While he was a decent kicker professionally, this is ingrained in many voters' memories. When his daughter was taken to prom, here he was with a gun in his hand, implying he would kill her date if there were to be any issues. Haha. He would rightfully apologize for that. The prom picture I posted was obviously intended to be a joke. My daughter has dated her boyfriend for over a year, and they knew I was joking. I take gun safety seriously. The gun was not loaded and had no clip in, and I did not intend to be insensitive to that important issue. He tweets, "Proud to have the endorsement of President Trump. In Congress, I will fight alongside him for Arizona's families, lowering costs, ensuring our communities are safe, and keeping boys out of girls' sports." Here's the other wrinkle in the story. His opponent, Amish Shah, knows Feely quite well. From the Post, Shah worked with the New York Jets from 2008 to 2013, serving on the sidelines during home games as an airway management physician, according to the campaign. That meant he would have ensured a player could breathe during emergency situations, such as a spinal cord injury, a trauma Feely never had to endure as a kicker. Here's what I want to get to very quickly. It is what Feely said about what he's going to do if he wins and is sent to Washington, D.C. in Congress. Let's just go over these very quickly. He will fight alongside Trump for the families in Arizona to lower costs. The president, the guy you look up to and promoted the endorsement of, said that affordability is a scam. He said it's a hoax. He said it's a Democratic hoax. How are you going to lower costs when the person you're looking up to says that it's fugazi? That it means nothing. That is quite a contradiction there. The second is ensuring our communities are safe. Because of the guy you look up to, ICE is going around kidnapping American citizens, kidnapping people with legal status, protected status, and or killing them. Whether it is in the streets or whether it is in detention centers. People with no criminal history, over 90% of the time. How are you helping keep communities safe? And his position will be, well, ICE needs to take care of the criminals. It's not happening. So that's ridiculous. And keeping boys out of girls' sports. The NCAA president, Charlie Baker, testified that there are less than 10 trans athletes in the NCAA, and right now, they're banned. It's a done issue. It's over. It's Jover. So what are you really saying here, man? You know what I view it as? I'm going to tell you. I view it as a former athlete who may or may not need the money and is going to Congress to enrich his pockets. Marjorie Taylor Greene, not a friend of this channel, has made millions of dollars because of her stock trades. Donald Trump has made millions of dollars because of his stock trades. Jared Moskowitz, who should lose to Oliver Larkin in Florida if the voters have the best way of seeing an avenue to get money out of politics. Jared Moskowitz makes millions off of his stock trades. Dan Crenshaw, tons. They all do it. That is what I think he's doing. And these are just the lines that Republicans say, when really it should fall flat on its face. Hey, I appreciate you watching. Now, if you can, please do become a channel member by going to youtube.com/TYTsports and clicking the join button. If that's too much for you, you can just go to tyt.com/join to become a member. It helps all of us out here at the Young Turks and keeps our network afloat. In addition, you could follow me on my socials on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate the love. Have a great day.